Charlie Ward.
Good to see you, brother.
Welcome to the SMITHBROS show. It's so funny. I want to say your name in your accent every time I hear it. I'm Charlie Ward.
Exactly.
And I can't say it really good. So how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. It's great to see you guys. It really is, because for me on this journey to find how to get the message out is the hard thing.
Yeah.
We know the message. It's how do we get it out? And you guys getting it out with fun, with humor. I was like, I love this.
Yes.
I love this. And this is the way that we do it. I was talking next door about humor. People get too wrapped up on, it's got to be serious.
Yeah.
But the minute you look, I'll give you a sense of my sense of humor. That I've always said, if it looks like shit and smells like shit, it's probably shit.
That's a fair point.
And if you're a posh person, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Yeah.
Unless you watch CNN, the BBC. Then if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a transvestite squirrel.
That is literally the perfect explanation of what CNN is.
It's exactly
no, it's not a duck. It's an orange.
Exactly. And this is what we're having to live through. And the only way to get people off this stupidity is to do it with humor.
Yeah.
This is where you guys have cornered the marketplace by going into it with humor.
Yeah.
So that people just get it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you tell them they're stupid, they shut down on you.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
It does.
It's how you package it. That's totally how you do it. Because even like Dave Chappelle, who's
Yes.
like, he's not considered conservative, but he'll be coming out against transgender ideologies and all the stuff, and he's like, you look dumb when he makes the joke, because it's like, it's not. You look stupid. You can't just be something that you're not. And that's why we love you, because we notice that you do the same thing we do when it comes to just calling out the stuff, and it's a serious subject, but we bring it in the lens of humor, because if you don't laugh at it, you're almost acknowledging it to be true and the real when it's not.
Well, you look what Ricky Gervais got away with at the Oscars, and all of that was true.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm just saying it as a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was bang over, wasn't it? Bang on
my
top
goodness.
It was like 9 minutes of just pure fire.
of it. It was.
Just coming at every single one of them, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
thank your God and get off the stage, right?
Exactly. And the look on their faces as he was saying it. I mean,
Tom Hanks, you see his
I
face?
know.
Oh, my
The ones that
goodness.
aren't a part of it were laughing. The ones that are a part of it were furious.
Oh, they were absolutely steaming. Bill Burr's another one. There's a few people out there that are just, at the moment, they're just dropping. We have Russell Brand at the moment.
Russell Brand.
All these Brits are killing it out here.
This is the point that we need to make. It's not just the Americans that are suffering.
Yeah.
It's a worldwide problem.
Yeah.
The cabal is worldwide.
Yeah.
The good people are worldwide.
Yeah.
And we tend to live in our own little bubbles.
Right.
We got cycles like Klaus Schwab.
Yeah, exactly right. The World Economic Forum live in a bubble, and they believe their own stuff. They really believe it. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
But do you know what? God put me on this journey for a reason, because when I was a kid growing up, I was born in a cult, a religious cult, and I lived in that bubble. So when I went to school, I could argue with every kid in school why we didn't have a television, why we didn't have a radio, why we didn't celebrate Christmas, why we didn't celebrate birthdays. I had the answer, because my bubble were telling me the same thing, and they were the bad guys. So I understand it.
Yeah.
And the media believe their own lies. They believe their own bullshit. And that's what we're up against. They believe it themselves.
They've told themselves so many lies that
Exactly.
to the point where it's true to them. And if you don't believe it, then you're a bigot, you're a xenophobe, you're a misogynist, you're transphobic, you're all the phobias. You're all you're anti-woman, you're misogynist. It's like you say you support a person's policies that have nothing to do with the things that they're attacking you with, and they'll call you it. Like, you're racist.
Apparently, I'm a white supremacist.
Me too.
Oh, it's
just
just
found that
crazy.
out.
Yeah, we just found out.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because they factored in this part of our skin. They're like, white supremacy right there.
Do you know what? While we're talking about that, on my journey, I don't know whether to love this or hate this, because one half of me loves it, one half of it. When we talk about child trafficking, which breaks your heart,
yeah.
the most valuable children, babies, are black.
Yes, I was a black baby, so I can.
I'll take that for sure.
Exactly,
For sure.
because your blood is so pure. And when the black race realised that they were born special, better than the white man.
Yeah, you hear that, white people?
Exactly. No, hear that. Hear that. This is why the people behind who went before us tried to oppress black people because they were more valuable, and they didn't want them to know that. And I've got this love-hate with, the fact that they were stealing black babies because they were more valuable. It breaks your heart. But then when you realise that they're more valuable, I always try and take a positive out of any negative.
Yeah.
But I just want our black audience to realise how valuable they really are. Not just talk. You're really every single person, because his soul, my soul, all the same colour. On the inside, we're the same colour.
Yep.
It's just on the outside we look different. We need to get over that. Man, woman, race, Chinese, Indian, Japanese. I was on a Japanese show yesterday. We're all different on the outside, but inside we're the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you get through the outside, then you can enjoy. Like I've enjoyed the minute I met you guys, your father, your mother, and the whole family. You just enjoy your sister. You're there with a group of good people. Has nothing to do with colour. Nothing at all.
We don't care.
No, exactly.
We don't focus on that.
No, and the funny thing is, when we go on holiday, we try and look like you.
Everybody.
Exactly.
Let me get my tan.
Exactly.
That's true.
And then what we do, we go in the palm shade street and try and look like you.
Exactly. But this is how ironic it all is.
Yeah.
This is why I love you guys, because you're dealing with this with humour, and this is the only way that the world will actually get it, because they haven't got it so far through theory. We now need to have a bit of fun with it to explain to these people.
Well, and that's what they do to us.
Yeah.
That's how they've indoctrinated the whole system throughout time. They pull at your heartstrings. They also humorize their ideologies.
Yeah.
They say all these things, trying to make people look like diminish them. So they'll make somebody who's a conservative or a Republican, they'll vilify them in a movie and make everyone else make fun of that character, or they'll make them
Just
look
look
bad. I
at
remember
SNL. SNL, that's all it is.
Facts.
Yeah, it is.
It's literally just making fun of conservative people, and it's
Yeah.
they're winning because they were winning because they
So
were
when
doing
we
it.
do this-
So exactly.
When we do this, it's fighting back with the same way they are, but with actual truth and facts.
Yeah, and then as I said to you before we started, we're looking in the wrong places for the truth.
Yes.
When you learn to look within yourself, not within each other, look within yourself, and you'll find the truth. You'll connect with your higher self. When you connect with your higher self, it allows God to work with you. It allows God to give you the answers. And the funny thing is, God doesn't have a clock. It was man who invented time, so don't come and ask me when's it going to happen, because it's not up to me.
Yeah.
And God is not running late.
Yes,
Never.
He's bang on
thinking.
time.
Right.
Yes, and that's so key, because individuality, focusing on yourself, growing yourself, critically thinking for yourself instead of just having this herd mentality of following what you see on the news. Like you just said earlier, they'll say you chew ducks is a transvestite. But you know in yourself that that's not true.
Exactly.
But you just because the world tells you that you're a hateful person, you're a spiteful person, you're all those names. You're like, oh well, I guess that is it's not, and it's okay to acknowledge the truth.
The other thing that's dangerous is we're overlooking people that actually have mental health issues,
That's true. Yeah.
and we need to be there to put our arm around these people and care for these people and try and help them. And we put you into a new category we created called a whatever they want to call it. I mean, no. You need some help.
Right.
You need some help. You don't need a new category.
If you focus on mental issues and then acknowledging that there's mental issues, and then if you focus on the mental issues, you can accept the truth. Or if you focus on the fact that people that think they're a man when they're a woman, if you focus on that being a gender dysphoria, you focus on it being a mental issue, well then they can't blame it on them shooting up a school. No,
Sure.
you can't acknowledge mental issues. You have to. There's no mental problems. There's no mental problems. It's acceptance and love, and get rid of guns. It doesn't make sense.
Well, this is something that I've just learned because I was doing some research on some of these shootings.
Yeah.
I talked to a lady who lived next door to one particular school, and I'm not going to name it here, one particular school where there was a shooting. Shot a lot of kids. She said that never happened. She said there was a film set here that filmed a lot of stuff, but there was never a real shoot-up. And this is where the bad guys are actually creating stuff to go with their narrative. And then the next step I did was check out the death records. And none of those children were listed.
I always wonder.
I never
right?
looked into that.
I always wondered, just thinking about like the Uvalde one. It's like, how did that little 18-year-old boy like
Massacre.
buy thousands of dollars worth of ammunition,
Sure,
gun, and,
sure.
and body armor, all that stuff? It's like, how does that even make sense?
Well, exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
And this is when you start to look and go, hang on. It took coincidence of talking to somebody who lived next door to that school,
Yeah.
who told me, Charlie, that didn't happen. I live next door to the school. A film crew came in and filmed a shooting, but it wasn't real. And that went out on television.
Yeah.
Tell-a-vision.
There you go. There you go. That's what it is. They'll tell their vision, and they're like you said, they're like people are just in this bubble, just listening to this CNN, Fox, whatever, and
I've never even heard
it's cult
that
forming
other than
because that's all
Alex
they
Jones.
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's getting sued for $50 million right now?
Who?
Alex Jones.
Is he really?
Yeah, but he's about to win that, isn't he? Well, what will happen is they will, because they have their own judges. They have control of them. This is all part of the exposure. People, his comment the other day in the case, like, you're saying this, and you're saying, and he basically said, what you're saying about Jeffrey Epstein and the Clintons?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that. I was like,
I did see that.
I was like, oh, you look stupid. Oh,
yeah. And this is all part of the Great Awakening, the reawakening, the Great Awakening. These things have to happen.
And how amazing that we're at the Reawaken America tour right now.
Amazing. What an atmosphere out there.
It's so good.
Oh,
so
man.
great.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
It's buzzing.
It's crazy. You see all colors, and we all get along. Isn't that strange?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we don't focus on that as an issue.
We don't, exactly, but we've always been told that we won't get on. Like, I'm married. I'm a Christian. My wife's a Muslim.
Really?
Yep. And Justin, our little boy, said if you cross a Christian with a Muslim, you get perfection. And that just shows that we've been fed a lie. Because at the end of the day, it's the same God. It's just a different interpretation. And when we start to understand that there's as many bad Muslims, terrorists, Islamic terrorists, as there are, I remember the days of Waco, when there was a Christian guy that killed a load of people in Waco, Texas, many years ago. There's bad, and we know this with certain churches in America where they've been involved in child trafficking.
Yeah.
There's good, there's bad.
Yeah.
We're just focused on finding the good and outing the bad.
Yep. That's important.
And in everything, in every walk of life, in every faith, there's good and bad. And it's very sad to have to admit that in certain religions there's bad people. It's not nice.
Well, that's the thing. People aren't perfect. So you don't ever put all your faith in a person.
I agree.
That's the issue.
I agree with
We always
that.
want to act like people are perfect, and we always want to judge people off their actions as if they're perfect. They're not.
No.
Nobody is.
No.
We're all flawed.
And I think that's a very important message with Donald Trump.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
He's flawed,
Yeah.
but he's the strongest person on the planet to take down the bad guys.
I agree.
There you go. Exactly.
But he's from downtown New York, where if you're not an arsehole, you don't survive in business.
Right. Exactly.
That's
Because you're in a world full of them. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
it's very, very important that look, he's here to do a job. The other thing is he's very clever with words.
He is.
When he talked about, and lots of people jumped off the ship about, but he recommended the vaccine. Well, with respect, Regeneron, hydroxychloroquine, and ivermectin are all classified as vaccines legally.
Really?
The COVID-19 jab is not classified as a vaccine.
Well, they changed the definition for it.
Exactly right.
They
Exactly
had
right.
to for it to make sense.
That's insane.
It's insane. So when people said he recommended the vaccine, he did. But when he came out of hospital, he said, I've had Regeneron. It's been brilliant. He didn't say, I've had the Pfizer jab. He didn't say, I've had the Johnson & Johnson jab.
I didn't
I
pick
didn't pick that up.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up either.
Yeah, he said, I had Regeneron. That's a classified vaccine, but you don't take it in the arm.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's in tablet
knew?
form.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
right.
So you have to watch the words.
Yeah.
So that being said, Trump 2024.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I didn't know he'd left.
Honestly, he's still running this. No,
Exactly.
Well, He's helping us. I mean, every person he endorsed.
He's helping us expose.
Basically, everyone. Yeah, exactly. Well, Charlie, is there a way that you can, any last words and anything that you would like to promote or show or tell them about, where they can go to find you and everything?
You can find me at charlieward.tv. You can find me on Brighteon. You can find me on Rumble. You can find me on BitChute, The Charlie Ward Show. I just thank God for giving us a platform where we can tell people the truth.
Yeah.
The one thing with the truth is it makes sense. And the lies don't make any sense at all.
Not at all.
So don't worry about monkeypox, because that can only be transmitted from banknotes and coins. I mean, when they came out with that, I was like, really? Do people really believe that?
I hope.
We know where it comes from.
Exactly.
Stop those orgies right now.
Well, yeah, exactly. But thank you, guys. You're doing amazing work.
Thank you.
It's an honor for me to be on your show, and I look forward to having you on my show.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Hi friends, Dr. Mark Sherwood here.
And I'm Dr. Michelle Sherwood.
Not everyone can make an appointment with us, but you can receive many of the same educational benefits our patients receive through our most comprehensive course, Health Secrets Exposed.
Modern healthcare, or should we say sick care, is more focused on profit than your health. And in this course, you'll discover what sick care has been keeping from you all along.
Here's a hint. You don't need more medication.
You need the simple truths in this course to unlock optimal health. Health Secrets Exposed is usually $149. Now it's just $99 with your promo code. It's time for you to learn what Big Pharma doesn't want you to know. Get access to this course now at sherwood.tv.